Hi everybody, it's Margaret here with 60 and Me. Thank you for being here. Hope that all is well with you in your world. Crazy times, but hope that you're staying safe and sane. I wanted to talk to you today about a topic that is really close to my heart. I recently did a downsizing exercise, well, a few years ago as the process began, and I realized that I only have 3 pictures of my mom. 3. And so I have a few others with the whole family, but really proper pictures that I can identify her, see her face. I have 3 pictures. And, part of that was just the time that we lived in. We didn't have cameras. We didn't have, the culture of picture taking that we do today. Like we just take pictures everywhere. But I only have 3 pictures. And also we left the UK when I was 8. And my mom left her family behind. She had 5 brothers. I never really saw them after we left to go to Canada. And when I, look back, I have no pictures of them. I have absolutely nothing. But the most important one was my story from my mom and my dad. And now I'm looking back, I have so little to work with. And my mom died quite young, when I was quite young, so I didn't have a chance. I didn't have the intelligence to actually ask her lots of questions. So there were so many things unsaid. Now, we all want to be remembered, right? I mean, as we get older, we have a legacy that we are interested in shaping. We want to be remembered in a good way. Even if we made mistakes and bumped along as we do, we want to be remembered for the good things that we did. And it's more than just the legal documents, the will, the statements of intention. If anything happens to you, you can write all those and put them in a box, and they are black and white. But when it comes to actually telling your story, who you are, what you've done, what you've contributed, what you're proud of, what you feel what you learned, these treasures are worth more than all the sort of the other pieces of paper in the world. So one of our bloggers, Kathleen Reel, wrote this article on a legacy letter, how to write a legacy letter. And at first I thought, well, I do journal, I've kept notes, I do have some documents that I've written, so introducing me and in a business context. And I thought, I have actually written some words down that talk about my values, what's important to me. I mean, goodness, I'm fortunate in that I've got lots of videos that I've recorded here for 60 and Me community that my family can watch and really do. I am who I am here. This is it. I mean, this is the person that you see is my everything I talk about are my values. So in that sense, I've been fortunate. But it's also about your past, your family history, the legacy of your family's journey. If you moved around a lot, if you've actually had that opportunity to experience different parts of the world, it can really be an enduring message about your hopes, your dreams, your memories, the things that are really important to you. So where do you start? Now, I'm looking at my notes here because I want to make sure I get this right. Kathleen talks about this 15 minutes and 5 steps to write your legacy letter. So the steps are, first of all, who are you writing it for? Is the letter going to be written for your children? Is it going to be written for your wider family, for your friends? So that's the first question. You may end up writing more than one legacy letter. Now, I've got letters that I've written to my family that I've included with my will, and they are kind of personal messages, not necessarily to each of them. I think I kind of have combined them and made the message that you're in this together now, and I'm with you. But that's the journey. So anyway, who the document is for, who this legacy letter is for. The second thing you can do as part of this legacy letter writing is to then start writing thank you. Thank you for. And you could even do this to individual people, because I know maybe you've got a few friends that were super, super special to you that you knew for a long time, and you want to write them a letter that kind of recollects your life together, what memories you shared. So it would be a thank you. That's the second part. What you appreciate about this person. Thank you for being so kind, or thank you for questioning me, or thank you for pushing me harder. Thank you for challenging my assumptions. Thank you for just being sweet. Thank you for being there by my side, cooking meals, or whatever. You know the stories. Just that's the second step in this legacy letter. The next thing is your values. 3 things, for example, that are important to you. What were your life lessons? 3 things that you can remember. What was important? Was it, things you learned at work, in your work environment? Was it things that you learned after a divorce? Was it things that you learned from your children and relationships with your children? I know that we've got a lot of women dealing with very bumpy situations after the children have grown up. So what is it you learned? What is it that you really learned from life? What did life teach you? I think that's a great way of looking at it. And what matters most, so the fourth thing is, what matters most in your life? What's important? What are your values? Sometimes you can do this like in 3 words. Like, for me, compassion is a really big word for me. Creativity. I have really valued not just, artistic or creative, but creative thinking, how to get out of challenges, how to move forward with resilience, how to be creative in the way that you deal with challenges and sadness and grief and, just that sense of not getting locked into a fixed mindset, but have an open mind to everything, to people, to ways of life, to choices that other people make. What are the things that really are of value to you? Is kindness a value? That's pretty much one of mine too. Just being kind, taking care of each other. Just take care of everybody, and as best as you can. In closing, the final comments. It could be a special saying, or a poem, or something that just has been like a mantra for you in your life. For me, I have a T.S. Eliot quote, and you know this one because I say it all the time. It's basically, we shall not cease from exploration. And at the end of all our exploring, we find ourselves back where we started, but know the place for the first time. I guess exploration is my third value. I explore, travel, ask questions. I'm quizzical, but quirky in the way I ask questions. And so that's the final stage of your legacy letter. So who it's for, thank yous, 3 things in life that you've learned, what values or what matters to you most, and then a closing comment or rounds. So this is and actually in Kathleen's article, she gives an example of a legacy letter, which I think is really, really helpful. So it's like, dear family and friends, thank you for being such a phenomenal blessing to me. Life would not have meant much without you. Over the years, I've wished we lived closer, but stayed in touch and got together periodically. And as I write my letter during these COVID times, I really appreciated seeing you in person. So read that letter, because she goes through, and you can actually use it like your own guidelines, because pretty much everything she says here is, what life has taught me this, and it's grounded in these beliefs. And thank you. Those are the things that she really talks about in this article. I think it's a great way. 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be long. It could be a bit of cut and paste. If you've got like the values, life lessons, but you just want to say thank you specifically to a person that meant a lot to you, and again, this is not so much family perhaps but take into consideration the fact that I didn't have anything from my mom. I really couldn't tell you what her 3 values. I can tell you from what I remember of her and how she lived her life and how she loved and how she took care of the children. I can read between the lines, but how beautiful it would have been to have had from her even a story about her brothers, or about her childhood, or about what she did when she ran into challenges during the war. She lived in London during the war. So I think, as we all do, we piece together our expected story, but how beautiful it would be to have a legacy letter from her. And how beautiful it would be for you to give a legacy letter to your friends and your family. What do you think? Is it something you've done? Is it something that you think you could do? I think it'd be really a fun exercise. Look, on a Sunday afternoon, just get a cup of tea, sit down, relax. Do this as a gift to your family and your friends. So what would you like to ask? This is a very tough question at the end. What would you like to ask a relative who's passed away? Have you got a legacy letter that you want to write for someone? Is there any forgiveness that you need to give, or any friends or family or relatives that you would like to write a legacy letter for? And what's stopping you? I think it's really been a useful exercise. I hope that you found it inspiring. I think for me, even just reading and listening to this article made me feel like there was a point to it, and it was important to not leave myself with just 3 pictures, with 3 messages, but with a texture, with a legacy letter of my whole life. Hope that you found it useful. Please subscribe to this channel if you like this video, or at the least just do that tick box, give me the thumbs up, because that actually enables YouTube to spread this word. I mean, they just then promote the video in more places. And you can sign up and ring the bell so you'll be told when there's any new videos being published. I really do appreciate your support here on YouTube. Our website, of course, we've got Facebook, all kinds of channels that 60andMe is present and here for you. We're here for you. And if you've ever got anything on your mind that you want us to cover, things that you think we're missing or that have worked for you, please don't hesitate to leave a message in the comment section of the articles or send email, and we appreciate every single one of you. Okay, take very good care, everybody. We love you. All the very best. Stay safe and well. Bye-bye for now.